Michigan hockey is back. Welcome everyone. Jake Singer here alongside Zach Linder. So glad to have you alongside as we get you ready for Michigan hockey's sole exhibition game against Simon Fraser right here on WCBN Sports. Last season was a strong but disappointing season for the Maize and Blue, winning the Big Ten tournament for a second season in a row, but coming up just short in the Frozen Four to Quinnipiac. Now a new season is upon us with a lot of new faces, a new title for the head coach, and even a new important opponent. Zach Linder, so great to have you with me. Zach, first question for you. A lot of new faces this season for Michigan hockey. Can you tell me a little bit about who is new in terms of freshmen, transfers, and really what do these players can bring to Michigan hockey?
Yeah, I mean, you had Michigan, as you mentioned, bring in a lot of new players, and it was a good mix of transfers who have experience as well as freshmen. You had Andrew Albano come in. He played 4 seasons at Division III Norwich. You had goalkeeper Jacob Archeski, played 4 years at Canisius. You had, of course, Tyler Duke, his brother Dylan already here. He transferred from Ohio State. But then you also had freshmen come in like Tanner Rowe, who played in the USHL, left wing there. And he looks like he's the only active freshman for this game. They brought in a number of other freshmen as well who may be making more contributions as we get later into the season.
You're completely right. Simon Fraser enters this season as the only Canadian university affiliated with the NCAA, located in Burnaby, British Columbia. We talked a lot about new faces for Michigan hockey. Garrett Shifsky, you're completely right. Nick Moldenhauer, Tanner Rowe, all freshmen that can really bring a lot of juice and a lot of firepower to this Michigan offense, but they are young, Zach. And, you know, obviously, as we saw last season with this young team, with Adam Fantilli, Gavin Brindley, and Rutger McGroarty, obviously they're now a year older, but you have a new crop of freshmen coming in. There are going to be some growing pains. Obviously, though, Michigan did lose Hobie Baker Award winner Adam Fantilli and All-American defenseman Luke Hughes. Who do you expect to step up this season in order to, mitigate their absence?
I mean, I think you look at kind of the top performers last year who they still have, Rutger McGroarty, Gavin Brindley, TJ Hughes, Dylan Duke. I think you kind of look at those top performers as guys who you really expect to take it up another level even further. And then you look like on the defensive side, Jacob Truscott, Stephen Holtz, Famous Casey, along with, of course, Tyler Duke coming in. I think those are kind of the big guys to look for.
That's completely right, Zach, as we're going to take a moment of silence for the national anthem. Be right back. Thank you, everybody. We just had the national anthem, and we're just about to get set here in Yost Ice Arena. Zach, a lot of new faces for the Wolverines. Also a completely new opponent. The first time the Wolverines have ever faced Simon Fraser University ever. As I just mentioned, Simon Fraser coming from Canada, the only team to be affiliated in Canada with the NCAA. Let's meet our starting lineups tonight for both Simon Fraser University as well as the Michigan Wolverines. For Simon Fraser, for the Red Leafs, Walker Erickson, Nick Wicks, and Caleb Parkhouse start as the forwards, with Tristan Cross and Cameron Chin in defense. Colby Matthews will get the start in net for Simon Fraser. For the Wolverines, Rutger McGroarty, Gavin Brindley, and new face Josh Ernest get the start at forwards. Tyler Duke, as you just said, the brother of Dylan Duke, and Jacob Truscott in defense. And Canisius transfer Jake Barczewski starts in goal for the Maize and Blue. Jake Barczewski comes to the Wolverines as a 4-year starting transfer. He's going to be in goal tonight for the Wolverines. Obviously had a very, very strong career at his former school. Just to get you some stats, Jacob Barczewski, 4-year starting Canisius, led the Golden Griffins to the 2023 Atlantic Hockey Championship and NCAA tournament. First team All-Conference in 2021 and third team in 2022. He was also the Canisius Male Athlete of the Year in 2020, and he played in 100 NCAA games with a 44-42 record and a .917 save percentage. We're just about to get underway here in center ice. TJ Hughes will take the faceoff for the Wolverines. Nick Wicks, number 24 for Simon Fraser, will take the faceoff for the Red Leafs. So great to have you all back here in Yost Ice Arena. As the puck is dropped and we're underway, TJ Hughes with the puck win. We have Marshall Warren bringing the puck up, and he dumps it inside to the forecheck. TJ Hughes tries to get it. The Wolverines keep it in play. So a lot of new faces here for the Wolverines. Quick shot and nice save there by the goalie, Simon Fraser, but it's still open right now. Wolverines are able to maintain possession. Nick Moldenhauer there. Nice move there by Warren. Warren trying to get it across, and it gets blocked. And it's covered up by the goalie, Colby Matthews of Simon Fraser. So the Red Leafs getting attacked there early, Zach.
Yeah, you saw Michigan really pressing there early, and that was a nice play by Moldenhauer, as you said, to get control of the puck after that initial shot attempt was stopped, give the Wolverines another opportunity, and finally gets covered up there just to give Simon Fraser a break.
McGroarty able to win the puck drop. Brindley tries to keep it in, but Seamus Casey has to retreat with the puck. He sends number 5, Tyler Duke. Tyler Duke sends it around the back end, trying to get it to number 17, Garrett Shifsky. Shifsky trying to get it behind the Simon Fraser net. He's looking for Seamus Casey up top. Tries to go the other way, though. Gavin Brindley now with the puck. He gets checked in the far left corner from our vantage point. McGroarty sends a cross-ice pass. Brindley, quick shot, almost gets deflected in. Puck lands on the top of the net. Another shot there for Tyler Duke, and it gets stopped. Nice stop there by Colby Matthews once again. Wolverines 4 shots. Red Leafs 0 shots here in the first minute and a half of tonight's contest.
Yeah, that was actually shot number 5 right there for the Wolverines. And you're seeing through this first minute and a half, Michigan has had possession of the puck basically the entire time, and they are just shooting constantly, putting a lot of pressure on Colby Matthews, the Red Leafs goalkeeper. He sustained it up to this point, but you got to figure at some point he's going to break down if he keeps seeing this many shots.
And from our vantage point, Wolverines moving from left to right as Frank Nazar will take the faceoff for the Wolverines. He wins it. Halem whiffs on a shot. Wolverines, though, able to get it to Luca Fantilli. Halem back to Fantilli. Fantilli top of the zone, tries to send it over to Nazar. Nazar trying to make a move. He spins around the defender. Nazar tries to pass it, and it's finally broken up. Simon Fraser with their first offensive possession here. Quick shot and a quick save there by Jacob Barczewski, but there's a goal. Stoppage right there. Sorry, not a goal right there. Nice block there by Barczewski. First action as the Wolverine goaltender this season. Young able to tip it in to the Wolverine zone. Warren, who's also a transfer, four-year starter at Boston College, was the captain last season. Gets it to Philip Lapointe. Lapointe just sends it in. Quick side away there by Matthews. Wolverines attempt to keep the puck in the SFU zone. Have to retreat, though. Simon Fraser trying to send it around, and Cross cannot handle it. Cross, the defenseman for Simon Fraser, has to go all the way back to his goalie to get the puck. Nice work early for the Wolverines, getting a lot of pressure, keeping the puck in the Simon Fraser zone. Red Leafs trying to get it in. have to avoid the offside call, though, so they let the Wolverines take possession here. Keenan Draper able to send it in, and that's going to be covered and stoppage of play there by Colby Matthews, the goaltender.
Yeah, as you said, Michigan really doing a good job keeping the puck in the Simon Fraser zone, and they have 7 shots so far. Simon Fraser has 2. None of them have been particularly strong looks, but just with the quantity through the first 3 minutes, you feel like the Wolverines are on the verge of finally getting one to go in.
Marcus Stoppa able to win the puck drop. Tyler Duke has to retreat, though. Barczewski signals an icing call, and that is what that will be. So Wolverines will have another chance in the Red Leaf zone here early on. 16:51 left here in the first period. Wolverines lead shot total 7-2 over the Red Leafs.
And you just figured that was kind of a desperation play by the Red Leafs to get the puck out of the zone, hoping they can make something happen. Instead, the icing call, and it goes right back in.
TJ Hughes loses the face-up to Cameron Shin. Some puck fighting here in the center red line. Tyler Duke trying to get it back, and he finally does. Gets to Seamus Casey. Casey moves up the right side to Keenan Draper. Keenan Draper moves his way in, trying to get a shot. He tries to get around the goaltender. Nice stop there by Matthews. Red Leafs try to get out of their zone, but they cannot just yet. Nice work there by Seamus Casey, trying to get it to one of his players. Marcus Stoppa just is able to tip it to Tyler Duke. The Wolverines will have a line change. Seamus Casey, though, misses. Able to just poke it out to TJ Hughes. Finally getting to Rucker McGroarty, the sophomore. Expected to have a really big season. McGroarty drafted by the Winnipeg Jets last season. The Red Leafs try to get in the Wolverine zone. That's going to be another icing call, I believe, but they're going to call it off. Barczewski tries to get it just outside of his little net area. Wolverines now on the fast break. Gavin Brindley has Luca Fantilli. He tries to send to him, and it's a nice stop there by Matthews. Fantilli had a wide open chance. Gavin Brindley, though, time 2, and it's going to be stopped. Matthews is able to corral that in his chest. 2 great opportunities there for the Wolverines, but very, very good stops there by Colby Matthews.
Yeah, and I thought the play from Brindley to Fantilli was the best play the Wolverines have had so far trying to score, because it's been a very solid game for Matthews. So they kind of had to pull a little trickery, get it in from an angle he wasn't expecting, but couldn't quite connect there. Brindley got that second shot, but that was an easier save.
Red Leafs able to corral the face-off for just a second. And now they finally are able to gain possession. Young trying to get around Warren. He does for just a second, but Jacob Truscott, nice defense there to get it back outside the Wolverine zone. Simon Fraser now, 2-on-1 opportunity. But nice stop there by the freshman, Moldenhauer. Gets it back into the Simon Fraser zone. Tries to get it to Warren, but that gets deflected. Tristan Cross now gets it to Checker Rolini. Checker Rolini, nice glove save there by the Wolverines goaltender Jake Barczewski. And Lucas Ceccarolini, the center, just with a quick wrister right into the glove of the Wolverines goaltender.
Yeah, and you sense that was kind of a desperation shot there for Ceccarelli, that Red Leafs have been outshot all game. They haven't given up any goals yet in this first 5+ minutes, but just wanted to put something on there, but really never a chance for that one to go. An easy save there for the new goalie, Barczewski.
First face-off in the Wolverine zone. Frank Nazar able to win it. Nazar, though, unable to get the pass, trying to get into the Red Leaf zone. Nice work there. Frank Nazar, quick shot. Nice block there by Matthews. Wolverines doing a really good job so far, controlling the momentum, controlling the puck in the Red Leaf zone. Wolverines, though, currently just trying to control the puck now in their own zone. Ernest, a new face also for this Wolverines team. Transfer from St. Thomas. Sends it to Tyler Duke. To Nazar. Nazar has Ernest to his left. Nazar takes it himself, though, tries to tip it in. And Ernest trucks Colby Matthews. And we're going to get a stoppage of play. The goaltender for the Red Leafs is down momentarily. little shaken up. So I was just saying, Josh Ernessy, the transfer from St. Thomas, played 1 season there last year. Came in late and really shook up the Red Leafs defender, Colby Matthews.
Yeah, and I like the play there from Frank Nazar, didn't have any passing lanes, had to come right into the goal, but he tried to hook it to the left side of Colby Matthews. He was coming in on the corner to the Matthews right, tried to hook it across, didn't quite work there. And then, as you mentioned, Ernessy came in a little late and a hard shot on Matthews as he gets attention from the medical staff.
Yeah, just an unwarranted play right there, especially here in an exhibition game. We don't want to be seeing this extracurricular activity. Both teams just want to see kind of what they have in their team before they start. Obviously, regular season play, conference play, and, you know, obviously these guys are amped up. They've been waiting an entire year to play, especially even a guy like Josh Ernessy coming to a new team trying to show, you know, that he can go and take a hit every now and then, but obviously coming in late to a goaltender, you really want to defend. You really want to defend your goaltenders to the best of their ability. As Ernessy, I believe, is going to be okay. He's going to stay in the game just now. 14:01 left here in the first period. Wolverines 10 shots. Red Leafs 3 shots, my apologies, but we still have a 0-0 game here. Tanner Rowe, the freshman, as you were just saying, Zach, is going to be able to take the faceoff here. He ends up losing the faceoff, however, to 92 Ben Ward, the Red Leafs. Red Leafs able to take it into the Wolverine zone. Braun, some fighting there with Luca Fantilli. Fantilli gets Braun on the ice for just a second. Wolverines having to play some defense. Slap shot trying to get deflected. Nice work there by the Red Leafs, but we're going to call a stoppage of play right here. Believe they're going to call a penalty, if I'm not mistaken.
Looks like Fantilli's headed to the box.
Luca Fantilli. Going to call it on Luca Fantilli. Holding, I believe. So Wolverines, first chance here of the season on the penalty kill. Again, this is an exhibition match, but let's see how they do. Red Leafs, 5-on-4 opportunity. Quick shot, Barchevsky, nice save there. Trescott trying to get it out and ended up getting it to Tyler Duke. Wolverines trying to guard it. Minute 39 left on the penalty. 13-19 left here in the first period. Cross, trying to cross it into the Wolverine zone. And nice work there again by the Wolverines to clear that one. Gavin Brindley that time. Wolverines will get a shift change. Seamus Casey, Tyler Duke, Halem, Shifsky are the 4 Wolverines with Barchevsky in goal. Duke to Casey. Casey to Shifsky. Shifsky, Wolverines now have a 2-on-1 opportunity. Quick shot, and they score! The Wolverines strike first. 5-on-4, man down. And the Michigan Wolverines and Jackson Halem get a goal here as they try to kill the power play. And why not add one to the tally? 1-0 Wolverines lead.
And you saw the Red Leafs having a lot of trouble maintaining possession even with that man advantage. Wolverines had already cleared it 2 times in that power play, I believe, which is not even halfway over yet. And then Halem there with that fast break. He was looking to do more than clearing it, just a one-man show, and hooked it by Matthews.
Yeah, Halem had an opportunity to try to send it to one of his teammates. I believe he had a chance to send it to Garrett Shifsky. He ends up taking it himself, able to just get it poked around the goaltender, Colby Matthews. Wolverines lead 1-0 now as the Red Leafs still have 47 seconds left on the power play. Nice work there by number 2, Philip Lapointe, though, to clear that puck once again. 40 seconds left now on the power play. Wolverines doing a great job. They're playing a 1-man press, 3 men back, causing a little bit of pressure there on the Red Leafs. Holtz now to Rowe, the freshman. Rowe to Lapointe. Lapointe might have an opportunity, but he mishandles the puck for just a second. Waits for one of his teammates to come. He just sends it back down to his goaltender, Jacob Barchevsky. Barchevsky hands it off to Garrett Shifsky. Shifsky to Seamus Casey. Casey, nice move there on Young. James Casey weaving his way through the defense right now. Tries to get it inside to Draper. Gets it right back, though. Seamus Casey with the shot, and he scores! Seamus Casey! With the second goal. One man down. Wolverines quickly go up 2-0. Believe they actually might give credit of that goal. Seamus Casey with the shot. It might have actually been deflected by number 33, Keenan Draper. Seeing the replay right here. Seamus Casey with a quick wrist shot. Keenan Draper actually with the deflection, so Keenan Draper will be tallied with that goal. Nonetheless, Wolverines quickly lead 2-0 here. 11:38 left here in the first period, Zach.
And you can see that volume shot starting to get to Colby Matthews, because that was one I would have expected him to get, but then again, the deflection also made it a more unpredictable shot and did make it easier for that shot to go in.
Shorthanded Wolverines put up 2. TJ Hughes now sends it back in the zone. Wolverines quick shot, nice stop there by Matthews. Wolverines though able to keep it in the zone for just a second. Now it gets sent back out. Jacob Trescott fighting with Penthouse. Penthouse able to send it to Erickson. Blocked there for just a second by Bercheski. Wolverines able to corral the puck now. Warren gets lit up for just a second. Holdemeyer just tries to send it into the Simon Fraser zone, and they're going to call icing on the freshman Holdemeyer. Nice idea there, just wasn't able to execute. So shorthanded, Zach. Wolverines put up 2 quick ones. One, just a beautiful ricochet shot. Another one, easy tip, and Wolverines really utilizing the efficiency of puck movement and also just trying to get, some deflections, some tip-ins, and obviously just trying to get some misdirection there.
Yeah, the biggest thing was them just having control of the puck for most of the time being shorthanded. Of course, that's nothing that you're going to expect regularly from this team, but that allowed them to get those lucky deflections just because they kept taking shots. They're already up to 12, less than halfway through this first period.
As Luca Fantilli waits for his goalie to take the puck for just a second. One of the Red Leaf defenders whiffed on it for just a second. Rucker McGroarty able to take it for just a second and dumps it into the Red Leaf zone. McGroarty has the puck now behind Matthews' goal. McGroarty to Brindley. McGroarty mishandles it for just a second. And Johnson of the Red Leafs just able to send it out of the zone as they regroup. Shifsky, nice puck movement there. McGroarty. Luca Fantilli just sends it back in. Wolverines retreat for just a second and now swarm the puck. Rucker McGroarty, quick shot. That gets deflected wide. Grabus sends it in now. Seamus Casey's right there for the Wolverines. Tyler Duke now sends it up and over, trying to get it to his teammate, which he does. Jackson Halem able to intercept that one. Halem, right side, trying to move left. Send it to his teammate Brindley. Try a quick shot. Quick deflection there by Seamus Casey. Just missed. There's going to be a whistle now. And I believe they're going to get Frank Nazar right here, who's now going to go to the penalty box for high sticking. So Frank Nazar going to the box for high sticking. But hey, Zach, the Wolverines scored 2 goals shorthanded, so let's see what they decide to do here as they do another penalty kill.
Yeah, and as I said, I don't think you can expect them to regularly be controlling the puck while they're down a man, which is what they did there.
Which is crazy.
Got the shorthanded goal, and then 4 seconds after they returned to full strength, got a second goal. But you saw even before that first goal, there were 2 times that Simon Fraser had the puck in the Michigan zone, and Michigan very quickly got to it and cleared it out. That's the formula more realistically to expect from this Wolverines team with the penalty kills. You don't like to see that they're having to do it twice already in their first period of play this season, but that was a very good sign. What we saw there was Simon Fraser getting no real threats at all. It wasn't even like Barcheski was saving a bunch of shots. I don't know if he had any shots he had to save during that power play. Now, of course, we'll see what happens here whether the Red Leafs are able to get a little more going on offense. And I was curious to see because it felt like Michigan was controlling the puck up until that first penalty, and you figured that probably was going to change during the power play, and then, of course, it didn't.
I've really been impressed with the newcomers, right? Nick Moldenhauer, the freshman, Garrett Shifsky, another freshman, Tanner Rowe, another freshman, and then you have Josh Ernessy, transfer from St. Thomas. Defenseman Marshall Warren actually has gotten a lot of playing time so far, former captain of Boston College. Jacob Percheski, obviously a transfer goalie, right? Those are the guys I feel like I've been saying their names the most so far, and it's been really nice to see, obviously, coming to a new program, new team, completely new atmosphere just in general, them really being able to step up so far as the Wolverines are able to lead right now 2-0 as we welcome you back here in the first period, 9:20 left. Wolverines trying to kill another power play for the Red Leafs as they're able to clear that puck. Marshall Warren, as I was just mentioning, the transfer from Boston College, being the one that cleared that one out. Orchard gets checked a little bit by LaPointe. Cross now trying to wait, and they're going to call an offsides there. Cross didn't see his teammate, trying to see exactly who that is. Might be Caleb Parkhouse. Caleb Parkhouse was just over the blue line. That's going to be an offside, so quick stoppage of play here.
Yeah, those are the miscommunications preventing the Red Leafs from developing a sustained offensive attack to try to get one of those goals back.
Red Leafs able to win the faceoff. Finally getting into the zone, Nick Wicks. Haven't really said his name yet. Tries to get a quick shot. Barcheski, though, not fooled as he's able to glove that one up. Nick Wicks, the captain of this Red Leafs team, 20 games last season, 16 goals, 20 assists, 46 points. Really expecting to see him stepping up in a bigger way. Just tried to assert a little bit of dominance there on the power play, but nice defensive stick work there by the goalie, Barcheski. Orchard, quick shot. That gets deflected, though, by Luca Fantilli. Parkhouse wrapping around the net. Fantilli, though, nice stop again. Wicks tries to get to the top of the zone. Cross to Orchard. Orchard to Wicks. Wicks now has it left side. Wicks is looking. He's being double-teamed, though. Orchard whiffs on the slap shot opportunity, and the Wolverines just for a second are able to get out of the zone. Keenan Draper, the one pushing that out, and Keenan Draper, another defensive masterpiece right there, and he actually ends up with the puck for just a second. Keenan Draper going 1-on-3, able to waste some precious seconds here on the Red Leafs power play. Johnson, left side once again. Seamus Casey, though, takes it right away, and he sends it all the way back down to the goaltender, Colby Matthews, who has to corral that one. 30 seconds left now on the power play. Frank Nazar in the penalty box. Chin, the defenseman, moves his way inside. Seamus Casey meets him, though, and Tyler Duke is right there to corral the puck for just a second. Estapa waits for it. Tyler Duke, though, tries to get it right back, but nice work there by number 17, Jake Kermadishiff. That's a tricky name right there. Chin, top of the zone to Kermadishiff. Erickson, quick slap shot. Nice block there by Barcheski. And the Wolverines and Seamus Casey finally get the puck. Mark Estapa tries to meet it there. Chin able to send it back in for just a second, but Wolverines are back to full strength and make a full line change. Seamus Casey to Shifsky for just a second. Sends it back out to Seamus Casey. Casey to Shifsky. Shifsky just dumps it back inside. Wolverines regroup. Shot there by Shifsky. Red Leafs have a one-on-one opportunity. Quick shot, and it just goes wide right. That was Ward with the shot. If he was a little more accurate, that could have gone in the net right there. Wolverines fortunate that goes wide right. And Gavin Brindley now has the puck right side. Brindley to Seamus Casey. Tries to push it, Rutmer Gordy does. Unable to, but Brindley, nice defensive work there to get the puck back for the Wolverines. 6:20 left here in the first period. Shifsky, the freshman, moving up right side. Tries to get it to McGroarty, who was unable to handle that puck as well. A few mishap opportunities there for Rutger McGroarty early here. Moldenhauer, another freshman, to Dylan Duke moves inside, tries a quick shot, misses, but the Wolverines score again! Nick Moldenhauer, the freshman, gets his first goal for the Maize and Blue. Dylan Duke moved in right, just missed, but Moldenhauer with cleanup duty on the left. And the Wolverines take a 3-0 lead with 5:57 left here in the first period. Nice work there by the freshman to get his first goal as a Wolverine.
Yeah, and as you said, newcomers making their impact early. Of course, it's the returning junior Dylan Duke coming in with that initial shot. Not a terribly difficult stop for Colby Matthews, but perfect positioning there for Moldenhauer. And just not enough time for Matthews to react, with Moldenhauer coming in from the other side, giving the Wolverines this 3-0 lead.
Moldenhauer selected in the third round by the Toronto Maple Leafs in last year's NHL draft before he even set foot on campus. Holtz, quick slap shot, wide. Moldenhauer able to corral it. He was a member of the Chicago Steel the last 2 seasons. USHL All-Rookie Team in 2022, third team All-USHL in 2023. Dylan Duke, quick shot. That gets deflected by Matthews. So he's played a lot of hockey. As Holtz shoots once again. And finally, Colby Matthews, the goaltender for the Red Leafs, is able to corral that one. Also, a very interesting story by Nick Moldenhauer. He actually had faced some adversity during his draft year in 2022, missed months due to an illness, and actually faced a lot of facial laceration in his game back. So he went through a lot of ups and downs, ended up getting drafted in the 3rd round. And now as a freshman here, quick shot by the Wolverines. Nice stop there by Matthews once again. Number 77, Marshall Warren, the transfer from Boston College. But you're seeing Nick Moldenhauer, the freshman, getting really involved early. But it's not just him, right? As we were saying, it's Garrett Shifsky getting a lot of time, Tanner Rowe getting a lot of time. And obviously, as I just said, Warren, another transfer, getting some time as well as the Wolverines continue to pile on the pressure here on the Red Leafs. Red Leafs finally able to send it back down. They're going to call no icing there. Warren trying to get the puck, gets it to his teammate Jackson Halem. Halem tries to get it inside the Red Leaf zone, and they're going to call another offsides, I believe, here on the Wolverines. So we're going to stoppage of play just for a little moment. 4:50 left here in the first period.
The crowd not liking that there. Would have been a fast break for the Wolverines, as they played a very well-coordinated game. Of course, they had those 2 penalties already you don't like to see. This is the first offside call against them here tonight.
Seamus Casey able to win the face-off. Tanner Rowe, the freshman, sends it to Philip Lapointe. No offsides. Close call there. Mark Estapa now, left side, behind the goalie. We got some Wolverine cheering here. Pretty full Children of Yost crowd tonight. It is not as empty as I expected after the Michigan Wolverines football team had a dominant win over Nebraska today. Mark Estapa sends it. That gets deflected and goes above the net and out of play. So a lot of the Wolverines fans, like ourselves, probably left their houses after the Michigan Wolverines football team had a really big lead in Lincoln, Nebraska, and came here to Yost Ice Arena and just wanted to see some nice hockey here even before we enter the month of October.
Yeah, and I mean, to your point, the football game gave us pretty good confidence by the end of the first half to come on over here and watch a hockey team that's now taking the 3-0 lead in the first.
Seamus Casey owned almost another deflection goal there for the Wolverines. Casey sends it in. Frick Nazar by himself for just a second, tries to move across, and it gets deflected. Frick Nazar doing his best. Nice stick work there, at least to maintain possession. Wolverines doing what they can here. Number 23 tries to send it in. That's Chase Pletsky, another transfer from Miami of Ohio. First time I've been able to say his name tonight. But it gets deflected wide. 3:38 left here in the first period. Wolverines lead in the shot differential category 13-4 over the Red Leafs of Simon Fraser.
Yeah, and you can see the Wolverine strategy here early is to just keep pounding shots and waiting for those lucky deflections. and good bounces, and we've seen it work to a 3-0 lead.
Gavin Brindley, little spinorama drama. Gets it to Luca Fantilli. Fantilli back to Brindley, back to Fantilli. Brindley now behind the net. Makes a nice move. Tries to get inside to his teammate, Rutmer Gordy, but it gets taken away. Chin now moving up the left side. Holtz, though, the defenseman, able to stop him for just a second. Ward, quick shot. That's wide. Shifsky now, one-on-one. Moving up the right side. Nice move there by Shifsky. One-on-one opportunity, and he just misses wide. Shifsky almost had his first goal as a Wolverine. One-on-one with the goaltender. Believe they're going to call a delayed penalty because a sixth man comes on now for the Wolverines. That's probably why Shifsky missed. Warren, quick shot, and it's glove save there by the goaltender, Colby Matthews. The Wolverines will now be on power play for the first time tonight. Let's see who the call is on. And our call, number 17, Jake Kermidishev for slashing. Again, that's going to be a tricky one all night for us, Zach. Nonetheless, call him Jake for right now. He'll be in the penalty box for 2 minutes. Wolverines on the power play. If their penalty kill is any inclination of what they could do on the power play opportunity, let's see if they can keep the pressure on as they're up 3-0 here. 2:22 left in the first period. Warren sent it to his teammate. Quick shot just wide. Frank Nazar just missed. Jacob Truscott retreats because Simon Fraser is able to clear for just a second. Truscott brings the puck out. Nazar up right side. Quick shot! And the Wolverines just missed. Jackson Halem almost had a wide open opportunity. Just could not corral the puck. Truscott, top of the zone. Slap shot opportunity. Nazar whiffs, though. 1:44 left. Warren to Truscott. Truscott looking for another opportunity here. Warren, right side. Top of the zone again. Truscott fakes a slap shot. Warren slap shot. Nice block there by Matthews. As the Red Leafs are able to get it out of the zone for just a second, but the Wolverines put on the pressure once again. Jackson Halem to Warren. Warren sends it across. Number 13, TJ Hughes. Seamus Casey now in the game once again. TJ Hughes behind the goal to Warren. Top of the zone to Casey. Casey tries to get a deflection shot in. Warren able to get it for just a second. Warren also almost just scored here. TJ Hughes puts it up once again. Seamus Casey, though, many shot opportunities here. Seamus Casey moves in right side, moves around the left to Gavin Brindley. Brindley, McGroarty, Casey, Dylan Duke. Quick shot there by McGroarty into the chest of the defender. McGroarty, though, able to get it back. Gavin Brindley, left side. That gets deflected. 35 seconds left. Brindley gets deflected once again, and the Red Leafs are finally able to clear the puck for just a second, but quickly back at it here. TJ Hughes to McGroarty. McGroarty, though, turns it over. 2-on-2 opportunity. Ward tries to get around Tyler Duke. Tyler Duke just pummels the Red Leaf. And he actually even throws a punch in there. Again, that's Ben Ward gets absolutely mauled by Tyler Duke, and as he's on the ice, he tries to throw a punch at Tyler Duke with his helmet off. That's a really dangerous play. They're not going to do anything just yet. Usually in college hockey, if you throw a punch, you get ejected. I don't believe the ref saw it, but Ben Ward got away with a really quick swing there on Tyler Duke. Nonetheless, 13 seconds left here in the first period. 3-0 Wolverines. Erickson corrals it for the Red Leafs. Just sends it back into the Wolverine zone for just a second. And I believe Red Leafs will send it back into Bercheski, and that's going to do it for the first period as the horn sounds. So, Zach, what a first period here for the Michigan Wolverines. Wolverines lead 3-0. A quick game summary for all of you. Wolverines won up 1-0 with Jackson Halem scoring. Then Keenan Draper, able 4 seconds later after the penalty kill ended, was able to get a tip-in shot of his own. And also, Wolverines went up 3-0 from there on a first goal there by the freshman, Nick Moldenhauer. So 3-0 Wolverines lead. Personally, I've been very pleased to see what the Wolverines have been able to do. But, Zach, what are your thoughts on that first period?
Yeah, I think the Wolverines controlled the flow of the game very well. And it felt like their strategy, to me, on the offensive side was quantity over quality. They're going to keep shooting, and eventually, even if a look isn't particularly great, it might deflect off of Colby Matthews to a player who has an easy shot in. Now, I don't think this is necessarily a strategy that you're always able to ride on, but it's definitely worked so far here. Very impressive what they did on the first penalty kill, getting the shorthanded goal and practically getting two. Their second goal came 4 seconds after they killed off that penalty. Obviously, they had the one power play, weren't able to score there. Looks weren't quite as great as you would have maybe hoped for, but overall, they've possessed very well. They've defended very well. I was looking to see how Jake Barteski would do, of course, filling the big shoes of Eric Portillo, who was very solid here. But Barteski really didn't have to do that much. Even with the 2 times that Michigan was shorthanded, just not a lot of threats against him.
100%. I was just going to mention Jake Barteski. 4 saves there in the first period. Obviously didn't get a lot of work, but the work that we saw him get, he was able to corral the puck pretty well. He was able to send it around a few times. He was able to control the puck at times as well. Actually, at Canisius, the last 4 years, he actually had 4 assists. So he actually has proven to have some stick work, being able to send it down to his teammates for some goals. Obviously tonight, his primary job is just be able to make sure the puck does not go into the Wolverines' net. And so far, 4 saves for Jake Barteski. On the other side, Matthews set 11 saves, 2 goals against. As I believe, actually 3 goals against. I believe our stat broadcast is not up to date just yet. 3-0 so far here as the Wolverines lead the Red Leafs. Just some really good play by the newcomers, as we've been saying the entire period. Nick Moldenhauer with a shot and a goal. Barteski obviously had some great plays right there as well. Shifsky, Irnesi, Pletsky, all these guys who are new names who we assume that you listeners probably don't know much about. Hopefully, as the season progresses, you'll hear their names a lot if you're a Michigan fan. And tonight, a lot of these freshmen specifically have come out really hot.
Yeah, and it felt like if I had to choose the guys who were most active in that first period of the newcomers, I would say Moldenhauer first and then Shifsky second. Definitely those 2 guys seem to be the most involved in getting the puck, developing those scoring threats. Of course, Moldenhauer got his first goal with the Wolverines here in this first period, but of course we have another 2 periods. Exhibition game going to be rotating through a lot of lines, so those other guys who maybe we haven't said their name as much so far, they're going to get their opportunities over the next 2 periods to demonstrate why we should be hearing their names more once regular season play begins next weekend against Providence.
Again, last season, the Wolverines kind of had a very similar situation, right, where they had a few guys returning, some really big names. They also had a lot of freshmen, and there were a lot of expectations for these freshmen as well. And obviously, guys like Adam Fantilli got drafted in the top 5. You lose Luke Hughes, one of your centerpieces on the defensive side of the puck as well. But then you also need to get some guys to step up, right? This season, a year older, you had Luca Fantilli, Rucker McGroarty, Gavin Brindley, guys who had a really high expectations last season, also played extremely well, decided to come back for another season. Their NHL teams didn't want them just yet, and obviously the Wolverines will gladly open their arms up to take them back. And you are seeing, although guys like Rucker McGroarty haven't been able to get a goal yet, or Gavin Brindley haven't been able to score tonight, they've really been able to keep the pressure on the offensive side of the puck, keeping the puck in the Red Leaf zone and constantly putting the pressure on Simon Fraser to get that puck out of the zone, which they really haven't done effectively.
Yeah, and you talk about, of course, you take a look at last year and all the youth. And the Wolverines did lose 10 players last year. They did also return 17 lettermen, so they still have that experience, and of course brought in a good deal of transfers who already have experience playing at other NCAA schools. And of course, it'll be interesting to see with the youth as we develop throughout the year. You talk about the expectations going into last year, and if you look through the schedule, they dominated the non-conference slate, but then really struggled early on in Big Ten play, especially before the new year and then coming out in early January. But then kind of late in January, starting with the series here in Ann Arbor against Penn State, they really turned it on. They swept Penn State, they swept Wisconsin, they swept Michigan State, and all of a sudden, that got them going, got them into the number 2 spot in the Big Ten tournament, where they then upset Minnesota on the road, second year in a row, to win the conference title. Of course, once again fell short once they got to the Frozen Four, but still getting that far after some of the inconsistency that we saw earlier in the conference slate was very impressive. Now, of course, this year they are hoping that they're able to, especially once we get to conference play, because you take a look at their schedule, host Providence for 2 games next weekend. Weekend after that, they go to UMass for 2 games. Of course, they hosted Massachusetts back in the 21-22 season. And then right after that, we are less than 3 weeks away from the Wolverines getting into conference play, and their first conference matchup is a home slate against the rival Buckeyes.
100%. This season's going to be difficult, right, for the Wolverines. There's a lot of ranked teams. The Big Ten is stacked once again, but also their non-conference play is just as difficult this season, obviously, as it is every single season with hockey. Last year, Michigan's head coach, Brandon Navarro, was an interim head coach. Now they've signed him to a full-time head coach, so there's also that stability in the coaching staff. The players trust him. Everybody likes everything's going on right now for the Wolverines. And we've even seen here with the transfers, right? Wolverines have always done a very good job at not just recruiting talent, but also bringing in guys they need to fulfill shoes for. We already mentioned Jake Percheski filling in the shoes for Eric Portillo. We have guys on this team that we've already heard a lot from tonight, such as defenseman Marshall Warren, grad transfer for Boston College, played 4 years at BC. He was actually their team captain last year. In 36 games last year, he had 14 points and 35 blocks. Obviously, he's a defenseman. He's not going to be offensive heavy, and you've already seen tonight making a lot of really good defensive stops for Marshall Warren. Chase Pletsky, transfer from Miami, Ohio, 4 seasons in Miami of Ohio in 100 career games. He's also getting some action. And even Josh Ernesi was a freshman last year at St. Thomas, second on the team in scoring last year with 21 points, 14 goals, 7 assists, and 36 games on special teams and blocked 40 shots. So despite losing some of these guys who were namestays here at the Wolverines, you do bring in guys who have a lot of college hockey experience, and that really complements well with a lot of the young guys who are in some ways more explosive and honestly have a lot more juice and a lot more firepower.
Yeah, you take a look, obviously, bringing in transfers versus freshmen. The freshmen are typically the guys who are going to have more of that upside just because they're largely unknown. But with that, there is also more risk. And then even if they do develop to their potential, it might take longer than you're hoping for. That's why I think that transfers are so important, especially with the Wolverines team. They're not just looking to have a solid season. They're looking to win a national title. And it's those transfers who in some cases have played 4 years, have started for 4 years at another school, along with their returning guys. That's, I think, who we really have to look at early on as they start their non-conference slate in the regular season to carry this team on while we see what the freshmen are able to do. Obviously, hoping maybe in the non-conference they can have some of those games where they get out to commanding leads, and in the third period they can give their freshmen looks in a lower pressure setting. Obviously, we have these next 2 periods here tonight as well in this exhibition, but that's the other big thing is obviously they want to win games, but having those comfortable leads really would help give them more time to evaluate what their freshmen bring.
100%. We got 3 minutes and 20 seconds left here before we start the second period. Just a look around other Michigan athletics, as we briefly mentioned during the first period. Michigan football wins 45-7 in Lincoln, Nebraska, really putting on a crazy performance against a Big Ten opponent. J.J. McCarthy, 12 for 16, 156 yards, 2 touchdowns. Corum, 16 carries, 74 yards and a touchdown. Roman Wilson with 2 incredible touchdown grabs. He had a total of 4 receptions, 58 yards, and 2 touchdowns, including 1 pinning the ball on the helmet of his defender. Obviously, we're here at a hockey game here, Zach, but looking at what the Michigan football team is doing, also obviously other sports have begun their play. Field hockey looks great this season. Men's basketball, women's basketball are going to start in just about a month. It's a really great time for Michigan athletics.
Yeah, and especially this fall season, of course, we're getting underway with field hockey, volleyball, soccer. Of course, then we have hockey just getting underway here, and also the intrigue of the sports that start later on, basketball in particular. This is kind of just that time where there's as much optimism now as there will really be at any time in the year.
You're completely right. I mean, again, Wolverines ranked 2nd in the country in football. Hockey here is ranked 5th in the country at the start of the season. And if things go right, obviously this hockey team can even move up in the rankings once they start beating some big-time opponents. And, you know, just Michigan athletics in general, WCBN Sports that we call here, we do every single game for WCBN Sports we can, especially every home game, and we try to go to as many away games as possible. So we appreciate you guys always sticking around, listening to us. We're on every single football coverage. We're going to have the entire basketball season, women's basketball season, every single hockey game this season as well. So thank you all for your continued support as we are here in the exhibition match between Michigan and Simon Fraser. Just about 1:22 left here. I'm going to hand off the play-by-play duties to my partner, Zach Linder, for the second period. So, Zach, take it away.
Thank you, Jake. We got, as you said, just over a minute to go here in this first period. Wolverines up 3-0. Not exactly sure what the shot totals are. As Jake had said, there's an issue with the stat feed, and it looks like that is affecting the shot counts as they're frozen on 13-4. Of course, the stat broadcast saying it's 2-0. And I think when that went down about halfway through the first period, it also caused the shot counter to stop updating. But we do know that the Wolverines are up 3-0 here as we get set for the second period. Of course, both teams will switch sides. It'll now be the Wolverines skating right to left from our vantage point. Red Leafs will be going left to right. And we do see, if we take a look here, there will be a change behind goal for the Red Leafs. Andrew Henderson will now be back there. It'll still be Barcheski for the Wolverines, of course. Colby Matthews got a lot more work back in the net for the Red Leafs, with the Wolverines sustaining offense throughout that first period.
Okay, Andrew Henderson, last season 9 games, 1.06 goal average, 0.95 per save percentage. So actually has some really solid numbers. Let's see how he does tonight in goal for the Red Leafs.
It'll be Nick Braun against TJ Hughes for the faceoff, and it'll be Michigan coming away with it. Truscott has it. He'll now pass it to Warren. And Warren will send it back to Truscott on the near side, goes into the Red Leaf zone to Hughes, and Red Leafs are going to take it away. That'll be Logan Bromhead with it. He'll take it up the near side into the Wolverine zone, and a shot will be blocked and covered up by Barcheski. And now a little extracurricular activity over in the near corner by the Wolverines' goal.
Yeah, a little bit of feisty plays we saw at the end of the first period between the Wolverines and the Red Leafs. You saw early here some extracurricular activities, some pushing, some fighting. No punches thrown, though, as we were saying in the first period. If a punch is thrown during a fight, you will be ejected, so these college players have to be very careful with how they want to handle their anger.
Yeah, we've seen some after-the-play activity, but we have not seen anything penalized up to this point that has occurred while the puck is dead. So the faceoff will be in the near corner to the left side of Jake Barcheski. It'll be Hicks again for the Red Leafs, Brindley for the Wolverines, and it'll be won by the Red Leafs. As Cross will have it, his shot will be deflected, and now a rebound shot from Parkhouse, and that gets covered up once again for Barczewski. So that is now 2 shot attempts right away. 29 seconds into the second period that Barczewski's had to cover up. It'll give the Red Leafs another face-off.
Yeah, Red Leafs really having a lot of pressure early on here in the Wolverine zone.
And it'll be the Red Leafs coming away with it once again. Wolverines are going to try to take it away. Casey will briefly get a stick on it, but Red Leafs will get it back, and another shot once again covered up by Barczewski. That shot coming from Nick Wicks. So it's the Red Leafs here putting a lot of pressure on Michigan early on.
And during that extracurricular activity, Zach, they actually called a penalty on both Dylan Duke and number 9, Logan Bromhead. So they're going to have, I believe, we're having a 4-on-4 opportunity right now in front of us.
So it's the Wolverines coming away with this face-off here. And they will take it into the Red Leaf zone. That's Seamus Casey. And he'll send it off to Jackson Hallam, who's not able to get a stick on it. Now over to the far side. And we will have a stoppage here. And it looks like it's going to be another penalty against the Red Leafs. And so that'll be against Jimmy Darby. So now it's going to be a 4-on-3, giving the Wolverines a man advantage.
The Wolverines have already shown they can score down a man, so now up a man, especially a 4-on-3 opportunity with with a less number of players on the ice. I expect a lot more fast play here.
The Wolverines win that face-off. The Truscott who has it now. See pass back with Shifsky, and a shot from Shifsky goes wide, and puck's going to deflect off the wall out of the zone, back to the Michigan side. They'll reset. Wolverines still with control as Wicks tries to take it away, but is not able to secure possession. Wolverines have it back now. And it'll be taken away. Nazar had it, but Red Leafs got it away back to the Michigan goal as Hallam will come across to get it. Hallam will take it back into the zone. McWardy now will skate behind the goal. He'll pass to Casey. Back to McWardy. Shoots and scores! Rutger McWardy with a goal for the Wolverines to make it 4-0.
And we were saying Rutger McGroarty's name a lot in the first period. He had a lot of close chances, actually a few mishaps with his pucks and stick work as well. Finally, though, set him up perfectly on the right side of the goaltender net. And very early on, now only 2 minutes into the second period, Andrew Henderson giving up a goal early here to Rutger McGroarty. That must really feel good for the sophomore.
So with that, the Red Leafs will get one man back to make it a 4-on-4. And we're 27 seconds away from going back to full strength on both sides. 18:05 left in this second period. Wolverines with a 4-0 lead as Tyler Duke will come away with the face-off. Pass to Casey on the near side. Now to Estapa in the zone. As the Red Leafs will take it away and now go up the far side. Still a 4-on-4 for another 10 seconds as they'll push it into the zone, but it looks like it's going to be an offsides call. That'll bring it back to a face-off behind the blue line.
We were just saying, obviously, with the 4-on-3, ample opportunity for the Wolverines to get a lot of momentum early. Red Leafs were controlling a lot of the puck in the Wolverines zone in those first minute and a half, and obviously Wolverines just took all the momentum right back, taking a whopping 4-0 lead.
And Wolverines will take it into the zone, but it looks like there's going to be a stoppage and perhaps another offsides. And so we'll have a face-off now right below us on the Red Leaf side outside the zone. 2 seconds left before both players return from the penalty box. And it's going to be another offsides yet again against the Wolverines. It looked like Hughes had it, deflected it back to Moldenhauer, who was behind, and then crossed the blue line before Hughes could reset.
There's some unfortunate plays right there for the Wolverines. Just a lot of congestion right in front of the blue line. Nothing you could really do, and obviously a lot of freshmen involved in there as well. Just really amped up and antsy to get back the puck into the Red Leaf zone.
You saw there Luca Fantilli just kind of shot it across to get it into the zone. Not past anyone in particular. Red Leafs now are going to come away with that. And they will clear it. And that is going to be an icing call against them as they frantically cleared it out of the zone and ended up just sending it behind the Wolverines' goal. Wolverines will take it right back for a face-off. So we're just under 3 minutes into the second period. Wolverines scored 3 in the first, 1 so far here in the second. They have a 4-0 lead. It'll be Johnson and Rowe for the face-off, won by the Wolverines. Truscott has it, sends it to Warren. The Red Leafs will now come away with that. As LaPointe is trying to get it back from Johnson, he cannot. Pressure applied by Warren. Now it's going to go behind the Wolverines' goal. Simon Fraser still has it, but now it's going to come out of their zone. And it'll be the goalkeeper coming out to his left side to go retrieve the puck. Wolverines now take it in the neutral zone. Warren will take it away. Red Leafs really trying to get that puck. They have not been able to do it yet. And Michigan is just going to shoot it back to Henderson behind the cage. As Simon Fraser has possession, and they're now going to send it out into the Michigan zone where Tyler Duke comes away with it. And now he'll go up the far side, now come into the near side, and then he'll pass it to Ernest. Ernest will go to the back wall, pass back to Duke, just in front of the blue line. That'll go to Casey. And passes inside. Puck gets deflected, but Casey comes back. This is now Frank Nazar who has it. And he'll attempt to pass to Casey. Going to miss a little wide. Now it's Ernest trying to come away with it, and it is going to go to Seamus Casey after all, to Nazar. Near side. And a long-range shot from Tyler Duke. Misses wide. Wolverines still have the puck. We have 15 and a half to go in the second. Nazar shoots and scores! And the Wolverines get another goal to take a 5-0 lead.
Really great stick work, teamwork, just camaraderie all happening at once there for the Wolverines on that offensive possession. Just kept taking shots, as you were saying, Zach, in the intermission report. Wolverines were just taking any shot they could get. They were seeing what they could get. They were trying to get some deflections. They were trying to take advantage of the goaltenders. Obviously now with the backup goalie in for the Red Leafs and Andrew Henderson, Frank Nazar is able to find a small hole for the opening, and the Wolverines now lead 5-0.
Wolverines now have control on their own end. The Red Leafs try to keep it in the zone. They're going to do it for now. And puck was in the crease. Wolverines managed to get it out, and they are now on the move. It's McGroarty who sends it off to Shifsky on the near side. Shifsky surrounded by 2 Red Leafs, and Simon Fraser will clear it, but it is going to be an icing call, and the puck will return once again back into the Red Leaf zone. Having a very choppy start to the second period. A lot of stoppages just over 5 minutes in.
Completely right about that. Part of it, obviously, with the really big lead the Wolverines have. It is an exhibition match, so you're going to see a lot more guys getting involved, some more playing time, especially as you get deeper into this game, which obviously could lead to some more sloppy play.
Before the face-off, it'll be Ceccarelli versus McGroarty, and it's going to be Simon Fraser coming away with it. Karamidchev, but Michigan gets it back. McGroarty has it, looking to shoot, and that'll be deflected away. Too much traffic near the cage. It'll be Shifsky coming away with it. So he'll get it back now from Warren. Pass to Truscott. And Truscott will shoot from the far left corner, and that'll be caught by Henderson. for another stoppage here. 14:29 to go in the second period. Michigan up 5-0, and they're not going to get a face-off in the Red Leaf zone. Go in the near corner now. Ben Ward for the Red Leafs, TJ Hughes for the Wolverines. And it's going to be Michigan coming away with that. They have been very good on face-offs all game. As Warren has it, and Dylan Duke will keep it in the zone. And pass to Hughes will be intercepted briefly, but now Hughes is going to get it back. Still skates around with it. Red Leafs have tried to take the puck back. They cannot. Shot will be blocked by traffic. Warren tried to deflect it in. He could not. And now Visram will come away with it. He'll clear it. Wolverines will take it back in their own zone. Puck will go behind the Michigan goal. Truscott will come around to secure possession for the Wolverines. So it'll now be Hughes coming across. And now there's a fight and a stoppage. A fight near the bench. And it looks like that was Moldenhauer and Ward really getting into it. Just in front of the Simon Fraser bench. And that'll lead to a stoppage with 13:38. And it looks like they will be sending Moldenhauer to the box.
Yeah, we already saw them getting a little chippy earlier on in the second period in the corner by the Wolverine goalie. This time, though, both players really went at it right in front of the Red Leafs bench. And Moldenhauer, the freshman, and Ben Ward really just started going at it. We're going to see both of them in the penalty box.
Yeah, they had sent Moldenhauer first, but they did now send Ward. Officials discussing. Don't know whether this is just going to be a minor or if it's going to be something more extreme. They are now taking the helmet of Moldenhauer. One of the officials did, bringing it to the Michigan bench. Don't know if the helmet maybe got damaged in that fight. Now in a discussion between one of the officials and then Wicks and Truscott. And they're going to review this play to determine the extent of what these penalties will be.
And luckily for us, Zach, given our vantage point, we can actually see right into the review computer / monitor of the referees. So we actually have a really cool vantage point to see what exactly the referees are looking at, so we can also give some commentary on that as well.
So again, an unusual fight there. Usually you see it around the puck after play stops. There it was during live play, far away from the play. As you said, we can look straight down, and we're a ways up, but we see what angles the officials are looking at to make their determination. And we know at a minimum it'll be a minor for unsportsmanlike conduct against each player. The question is if either player gets a major or potentially even a game misconduct.
The thing they're going to be really looking for is how did both players actually act when they were attacking each other. It's one thing to hold another player. It's another thing to throw a punch or even try to shove them or try to do something excessive. So when you're looking at how these players were really getting in that altercation by the bench, they were really looking at their specific actions to see how excessive was it and will it warrant, as you just said, a minor or a major, which is the difference between 2 and 5 minutes.
So at this point, they are not showing any replays.
We're getting some selfie cam action here in Yost Ice Arena. a new feature that we saw a little bit in the big house for the football team, and now we're seeing here in Yost as well.
Yeah, of course, Michigan spent a lot of money upgrading that scoreboard at the football stadium, but they did have some leftover money from that project, so that went to the other venues, including Yost, to make additional upgrades. The officials are still taking a look at it. Moldenhauer will now get his helmet back. A very long look here, and of course, as you said, it's one thing if you're taking a look at a Michigan-Ohio State or Michigan-Michigan State game, you can kind of understand it, but in this exhibition game between two schools that have never played each other, really not what you want to see here.
You know, part of it obviously is a freshman on the Wolverine side, right? He was getting probably tossed around a little bit. He probably said a few things to Holdenhauer as well, and Moldenhauer, my apologies, and wanted to make a name for himself and show and try to stand up for himself. So let's see what the call is. So they're going to call roughing for the Wolverines, Moldenhauer, but they're going to call actually a major penalty here for Ward and the Red Leafs. So the Wolverines and the Red Leafs will play even-handed for 2 minutes, and then once Moldenhauer is done with his 2 minutes, Wolverines get a power play opportunity for the next 3. And Ward is actually now going to go and get disqualified, I believe.
So definitely a major advantage there for the Wolverines. Likely means, as you said, that Ward threw a punch, warranting the disqualification. For Michigan, just that 2-minute minor, so they will get a 3-minute power play effectively, and because that does result from a major penalty, they do have the ability to tack on multiple goals during that power play.
And we've seen all night already from this Wolverines team that they're very capable of being hot and heavy on the offensive side of the puck. Even now with a 4-on-4 opportunity, let's expect to see the Wolverines really putting the pressure on the Red Leafs.
We have 13:38 left in the second period. Michigan up 5-0 in this exhibition game. The Red Leafs will win the initial face-off as we play in this 4-on-4. It'll be Nick Wicks who will skate up the far side into the Michigan zone. As Michigan will come away with the puck now. Bring it into the Red Leaf zone. Seamus Casey will save it as the Red Leafs attempted to clear it. Shoots and saved by Henderson. Michigan still has it. Another shot from the left corner by Casey. Saved. Once again, Tyler Duke will save it. Back to Casey on the near side. As he'll pass to Pletsky. Tyler Duke comes away with it once again. Casey in near the net. Deflects off of Pletsky, and Wicks is going to come away with it, giving the Red Leafs possession back.
Good work there by the Wolverines, just trying to get some offensive chances. Pletsky, 2 tip-in opportunities, went wide, but I really like how the Wolverines are really putting pressure on the team. Although they're already winning 5-0, they have shown no mercy in this matchup tonight. Really trying to see as many goals they can score as possible here in Yost Ice Arena before they start regular season play next weekend.
And an icing call there against Simon Fraser. And yeah, to your point, Wolverines, of course, seem to have this game comfortably in hand, but they're not looking to win this game. They're looking to really evaluate what they have on their roster, so they're not just going to be playing conservative this second half, as they will win a face-off in the Red Leaf zone. Fantilli will pass to Holtz. On the far side, he'll give it to Shifsky. Shifsky will swing behind and score as the Wolverines get another goal here on this 4-on-4. That's Garrett Shifsky with the goal as he makes his impact here in his first game with the Wolverines as a freshman.
Yeah, Garrett Shifsky was really flirting with his first goal for a while there, had a lot of opportunities, especially in that offensive possession, but just through the entire period and a half of this matchup tonight. Garrett Shifsky, really nice end-around work there, going from the left side of the goal, wrapping all the way around to the right side, and just shooting that one on the top left corner right past the goaltender, Andrew Henderson. And the freshman Garrett Shifsky gets his first goal to Wolverine, able to match up with his other freshman teammate, Nick Moldenhauer.
So we're just under 12 minutes left in the second period, approaching the halfway mark of the game. As Michigan is now seconds away from getting back to full strength on their own end. Moldenhauer set to leave, and a shot from LaPointe gets saved by Henderson. Fantilli still has it. LaPointe will come back in, but he's not able to get a handle on that puck. Michigan now at full strength. They have a power play. Can they come away with the puck? They can. Temporarily. Zachary will take it back. But Michigan's going to come away with it once again. That's Nazar. Shooting. Deflects. Wide to the right. Michigan still has it. Truscott now has it on the near side to Halem. Halem tries to shoot, but defenders in the way, and Simon Fraser will clear it. As Michigan still has the puck, they have over 2 minutes left on this power play. Halem on the near side. Pass to Nazar. Will come in toward the goal, briefly deflected, and errant pass to Warren is going to go all the way back to Brzezinski. So Wolverines are going to have to reset. And they'll send it to Dylan Duke in the neutral zone. It's now Hughes in the near corner. So he'll pass across to Seamus Casey. That'll go to McCrory. To Duke. To Brindley. On the near side goes back to Casey and to McCrory. Shot does not go far, but Casey still has it. And now it is going to come back behind the blue line. Wolverines reset. McCrory takes it into the zone. And now a pass to Dylan Duke is missed. Deflects back into the Wolverine zone, but they still have the puck. Minute 10 left on the power play. Michigan up 6-0, looking for more. And that puck is finally going to be covered up by Henderson. As with 9:45 left in the second period, 1:07 left on the power play for the Wolverines. There will be a...
We're going to see actually a change here at this stoppage. I believe Jake Brzezinski is going to come to the bench, and Noah West, the backup goalie for the Wolverines, is now going to come into the game.
So Wolverines certainly pleased with what they saw out of Brzezinski, as he held the Red Leafs without any goals. Now Noah West will get his opportunity. Wolverines win the faceoff. Truscott to Nazar to Halem in the near corner. Back to Truscott. And Nazar will get it off the deflection from Parkhouse. Nazar still has it. Into the near corner. Nazar to Truscott, and Truscott loses a handle of it, and Wolverines are going to be forced to reset. Nazar will now take it in once again. Skating around to Warren. Warren loses it, but Wolverines should come up with it. They do. Truscott has it still in the zone. And now Buddy Johnson will take it away for the Red Leafs. And a shot gets saved by Noah West, as Buddy Johnson had a look, but Noah West succeeds in his first opportunity to make an impact here this evening.
Yeah, you know, Noah West is senior with this program, been with us for 4 years, 10-8, 2.68 goal allowed, average .916 save percentage. So has a lot of time in the Wolverines uniform, not a lot of time with a lot of playing time behind obviously Eric Portillo, and obviously this year splitting time with Jake Brzezinski. Let's really see how the Wolverines decide to attack their goaltender decisions.
So the face-off now coming in the far corner in the Wolverine zone, but they are going to come up with the face-off. So it'll now be Tanner Rowe. He's back in the game. And Wolverines trying to secure the puck. Red Leafs are attempting to get it out of the zone, not able to do so there. As Rowe will come away with it. And now Red Leafs are going to clear it, as Ceccarelli manages to push it into the Wolverine zone. But that'll be Ernest, who will take it back. Now Casey to Tyler Duke. And Duke will clear it. Icing will not be called as that did go to the back wall. But Wolverines will take it back. And now there's going to be a stoppage called. And I believe there will be a penalty. That will be against Michigan, as we have a media stoppage here with 8:10 to go in the second period. It will be a power play for Simon Fraser when we come out, but Michigan, of course, has that 6-0 lead as they scored 3 in the first period and already 3 in the second.
Wolverines obviously really controlling this one to this point. I mean, I believe they finally have fixed what our stats are here, and it's the scoreboard telling us 22 shots to 8 shots. So really pure domination on the opposite side of the puck for Michigan hockey tonight against Simon Fraser. Still a lot of time left. Obviously, we have a period and almost a half, 8:10 left here in the second period. Not necessarily teams playing to win this game anymore, as we were just saying. Obviously, you just want to see what you can get out of all your players. But there's not a large hockey team, right, Zach? So both teams are still going to need to play their starters, their second line, their third line, and obviously you can get to your fourth and fifth line. We were even making note before the game, Wolverines listed 5 lines for forwards, but only 3 lines for defensemen. So the defensemen have gotten a lot of work tonight. That's why we've heard guys like Marshall Warren, Luca Fantilli, Stephen Holt, Seamus Casey, Truscott, and Tyler Duke's names called a lot tonight. Whereas obviously you can rest your forwards a lot more, which also allows them to be a lot more aggressive and play a lot harder when they're playing for their mid and 10-second shifts, because there's a lot more guys that can go around.
Absolutely, and of course, especially in this exhibition game where they don't have a need to play their starters that much, having more options available really does allow them to rotate through. As it'll be Tyler Duke called for the penalty, a 2-minute minor, giving Simon Fraser a power play as they seek to get their first goal of the night. Just under 8 minutes left in this second period, out of the media timeout. As a shot attempt will go wide. That was from Orchard. But Simon Fraser still has it. That'll be Wicks on the near side. Shot goes wide right. Orchard has it on the far side. Red Leafs controlling possession here. Wicks has it once again. Shot saved by West, and a good defensive stand there by the Wolverines, cleared by Estapa.
Quick change here for the Wolverines too, realizing that their guys have been on the ice for a really long time, and now we finally get a stoppage of play as well.
Wolverines probably under as much pressure there as they had been all game. Down a man for another minute 6. We will have a stoppage here. And the faceoff will occur just to the right of the center line. On Michigan's side, they win the faceoff. And they will clear it to knock that penalty under 1 minute to go. Red Leafs have the puck. It'll be Walker Erickson. Red Leafs taking it into the Michigan zone, but multiple Michigan players around it now. They will not be able to take the puck back, as Chin will have it. They'll now send it around to the near side. Red Leafs still in control. That's Erickson with the puck. Now to Chin. And then a shot attempt got saved. That shot from Bromhead, and Michigan will clear it now up the near side. Penalty down to 20 seconds. Red Leafs will have to reset. And they will now take it in across center ice, as Erickson will take it up into the near corner. But once again, 2 Wolverines going after the puck. Can they come away with it? They will not, but they will clear it, and the penalty is now over. Both teams at full strength. 6 minutes to go here in the second period. The Wolverines now have the puck. They'll take it into the Red Leaf zone. Puck will go behind the net, and now be Rowe having it on the near side. He's starting to see more action these last few minutes. Red Leafs are going to come away with it. They will clear it. They'll take it into the Michigan zone. And a shot attempt saved as that shot came. It was lit from Coltolaro. Blocked by West.
I believe they're going to call a high sticking here on the Wolverines. That's why we have the stoppage of play. So we're going to get a face-off outside of the Wolverine zone.
That face-off is won by the Wolverines. That puck will go to the behind the Simon Fraser goal. Michigan trying to keep it in the zone. They cannot. Dylan Duke had a chance. Could not get his stick on it, and it's now just going to be covered up by West as there was pressure coming, and the Wolverines will take the face-off in their own zone.
I've actually been very impressed, Zach, with how Noah West's played to this point. Obviously not getting a lot of playing time last season or really even the few seasons before that. Coming in here in the middle of the period, and he's actually faced a lot of offensive pressure recently by the Red Leafs. You've seen Simon Fraser actually really turn up the dial when they saw Noah West come into this game, and he's handled all of it really, really well so far.
Yeah, absolutely agreed. Feels like he's proportionally seen a lot more pressure than Barczewski did his 32 minutes or so in this game, as Simon Fraser has the puck in the Michigan zone. They will attempt to send it in toward the center to get a shot off. Not able to do so, but they still have the puck from the corner, as Chu now has it. Puck will now go into the corner. Once again, two Wolverines trying to come away. They can't. Young has it. Wolverines are going to deflect it away from the cage once again, as Braun will try to keep it for the Red Leafs against Tyler Duke. And there's going to be another stoppage called. 4:39 to go here in the second period. And we'll have a face-off outside the Michigan zone, once again on the near side. It'll be Hilton against Estapa. That face-off will be won by the Red Leafs. They'll bring it into the Michigan zone along the far side. And now a stoppage, and I think it might be a tripping call against Estapa. And it looks like he is headed to the penalty box. And it will be another power play for Simon Fraser.
You're completely right. Marcus Estapa got completely bodied, went down the ice, just trying to make a last-second desperation move, and did trip one of the Simon Fraser players, because as Marcus Estapa is going to hit the penalty box for 2 minutes with 4:28 left here in the second period. Wolverines getting a lot of opportunities to see how their penalty kill is tonight.
Perhaps more opportunities than they would like to see, but they have been perfect so far through almost 2 periods of play. As a shot attempt got very close to the goal, but deflected away through a lot of traffic, and Wolverines will now clear it. Maybe as close as the Red Leafs have been to a goal all game, but nothing doing for them there. Orchard has it now, back in his own zone. Wolverines not making it easy for them to get up into the Michigan zone. Truscott will get it in his own zone. He'll clear it into the neutral zone, but Cross will quickly take control back for the Red Leafs. Simon Fraser still has it in the Michigan zone, working very slowly, trying not to lose the puck again. Orchard now has it to Wicks. And a shot attempt deflected to the right by West. We'll go back to Wicks. Very similar look. That's going to go wide right. Now getting into traffic, but Wicks could not get that shot off. They will keep it in the Michigan zone with just about 30 seconds to go on the power play. Cross has it on the far side to Orchard, to Cross, to Wicks. Now on the near side, goes across to Orchard. Shot attempt blocked. Go back to Cross. To Orchard to Wicks. And a shot attempt deflected high once again. 10 seconds left before the Wolverines are back to full strength. Scrum for the puck behind the goal. Wolverines are going to come up with it, and they should be able to kill off another power play. Warren now has it. As that'll be brought near the goal by Draper, but it'll be deflected away by the Red Leafs. Wolverines now have it back behind their own goal. It'll be passed off by West. It's now Estapa. It'll now be Ernest bringing it up into the zone, going behind the goal. And Red Leafs get it back. Johnson has it. And shoots from about the blue line, easily saved by West. And Wolverines have the puck back. It's now Stephen Holtz, who will pass it off to Luca Fantilli. Fantilli over to Ernest. Ernest shoots wide right. Chin trying to come up with it, and the Red Leafs will get the puck. That'll be 2. Red Leafs will take it into the Michigan zone. West will come out in front of the cage, and he'll pass it off. McGroarty now has it up the near side to Brindley. Goes across the cage. Shot is deflected behind the net, but it's going to go right back to Michigan. Tyler Duke has it across to McGroarty. Goes across to Duke, but the pass a little off target. LaPointe will get it anyway. Red Leafs have it, but it'll go back to Casey. And Brindley had a shot, and it got saved by Henderson. As McGroarty will come away with it, Michigan retains possession. Duke will not be able to get a shot off. And just over 30 seconds, it was the Red Leafs who had control. Michigan's going to take it back quickly. LaPointe to Brindley to McGroarty. McGroarty will shoot and score! Second goal of the game for McGroarty. 7-0 lead Wolverines.
And Rucker McGroarty, that's so nonchalant. He just went right around the defender or quick through the legs, passed to himself, one-on-one with the goalie. And he just hit that one in the top right corner, right on Andrew Henderson. Rucker McGroarty, have yourself a second period. What a beautiful goal to go up 7-0 for the Wolverines.
The Wolverines have just continued to attack here. Now with a 7-0 lead, we have 25.2 seconds left to play in the second period. And it looked like the Red Leafs might get the final opportunity to score, but the Wolverines quickly took it away, and McGroarty put it into the net.
Yeah, Liam Visseram, the defender for the Red Leafs, sprawled himself out on the ice thinking that McGroarty was going to hit a slap shot. McGroarty just went right around him for the easy goal.
Now Halem has it. That'll be saved. Luca Fantilli trying to get his stick on it. He will. He'll have to skate around. And Nazar had a shot but could not get a shot off. And it looks like with that, time will expire here in the second period. Wolverines score 4 in the second, and through 2 periods, they are now up 7-0.
What a second period here for the Wolverines. Now that we finally have all of our stats completely revamped and updated, it's telling us the Wolverines have 33 shots on goal, Zach, and through 2 periods to the Red Leafs 11. That is a crazy difference right there. Wolverines have been putting the pressure on. Obviously, they've capitalized on 7 of those shots. Rutger McGroarty tallying 2 in the second period alone, and the Wolverines really taking a commanding 7-0 lead here in a game that, while it doesn't matter in terms of your overall record for the season, really is great to see if you're a Michigan Wolverines fan as they go into the season next weekend.
Yeah, and of course, Wolverines looking to see what they have in this team, and of course you look at the goal scorers, and a lot of it is returning players. Of course, McGroarty has 2, Nazar has 1, Draper has 1, but then Mollenhauer has 1, Shifsky has 1. So as you said, you're really seeing it from both sides, both the new players and returning players. Now, the only thing I wonder is that I've commented that it's really been a lot of shot quantity. And when you keep taking shots, you're going to get the rebounds that give you better looks than what you originally had. I just wonder, is this the formula that the Wolverines want to go with? Or long-term, are you looking more toward more of kind of a pass attack to open up the angles versus just padding up the shot total and then getting your goals up that way?
I think it really just depends on the opponent, right? They know they're playing a team in Simon Fraser that they can, attack the offensive zone and just keep taking shots, especially in that first period. When you look at the difference in time possession, I don't have the exact numbers right in front of me, but when the Wolverines completely dominated that first period in terms of time possession, they recognized, like, hey, if we're going to be in the Simon Fraser zone this entire time, this might as well just start firing off shots, and we know we're going to get deflections. Obviously, when you play the Ohio States, the Wisconsins, the Notre Dames, the Michigan States, it'll probably be a very different game plan. But at least against a team like Simon Fraser right now, against your opponent, you recognize, hey, this is what's working right now. Let's keep going for it. And they scored 7 goals in 2 periods. So obviously, Brandon Naruto and the entire coaching staff is probably not going to change in the third period.
And then I do just have to ask, obviously, you take a look at the schedule. Big Ten's incredibly difficult. Last year, 6 very solid teams of the 7. But, of course, you take a look, and next week they open up hosting Providence for 2 games, Saturday night, Sunday afternoon. And from what we've seen so far, how do you see the Wolverines matching up going into that series as they look to get this regular season started off on a strong note?
Look, this team is young, right? They're young. They have experience, but they also have some inexperience, which is not a bad thing. That's how this team was last year, and they still made it to the Frozen Four. The problem for the Wolverines recently has been they have been able to reach that pinnacle, the top, get over that last hump of the Frozen Four in recent years to make it to that point. So in terms of regular season play and Big Ten play, I'm not worried for how the Wolverines look. They can figure it out. They've shown even under this new coaching staff, they've been able to figure out. The trick will be, how are they going to progress all the way to the tippy top of NCAA hockey play, right? They have a lot of ranked opponents they must play. This team is not going to go undefeated. They're not going to go anywhere probably close to undefeated. It's going to be a very tough battle, uphill battle this season, but everyone's going to go through that exact same uphill battle. And as long as the Wolverines are able to show, like, they can beat really good competition, they can stay in games, and they don't make silly mistakes, then obviously this Wolverines team can have a really good chance of going all the way. The one thing I will say about tonight's contest, although they are winning 7-0, we have seen a lot of penalties by the Wolverines team. Now, I'm not going to say that's going to affect them or hurt them much going forward, but what I will say is you're playing a team at Simon Fraser that you're able to take advantage even when you're a man down. We've seen many goals where the Wolverines were shorthanded tonight. That's not a typical situation that you're going to have even next week against Providence or UMass or Penn State or Michigan State, Ohio State. When you're in the penalty box and you're giving other teams opportunities on the power play, that's a recipe for disaster. So in this third period, I'm sure the coaching staff is already preaching it right now, but they have to be disciplined because although it's working right now, this is not going to be a consistent thing that's going to work going forward this season.
Right, and I think I had commented back on that first power play where the Wolverines, the power play for Simon Fraser, where the Wolverines practically controlled play the entire time. Scored a goal shorthanded and a second one right after they got back to full strength. And I had commented that that's great, but also realistically, you're not going to do that throughout under normal circumstances. And so you do want to see them stay out of that situation. As you said, it has been a rather undisciplined game, in part because you're playing all those freshmen, which you can understand, but then again, you're going to be playing freshmen, maybe not right away, but throughout the season, as you said, the season's a grind, and of course, you look at the schedule. You host Providence next weekend, then you got a very difficult road trip to UMass in a couple weeks, then you come home, you're playing Ohio State to start the season, and then, of course, November, Big Ten schedule really picks up, and so you're going to have to play these freshmen, and so you're just kind of looking, can they learn from what's been a kind of undisciplined first game here where they've gotten away with it? They're up 7-0. They've been perfect killing penalties. Can they learn from that so that when they come out against Providence next weekend, they do play a cleaner game?
Look, 10 of the 14 forwards on this Michigan team are underclassmen. That's freshmen or sophomores. That's a lot of players who are either freshmen or sophomores. At least 4 players that are mainly the guys scoring the puck that are either a junior or senior. On the defense, it's a little bit different. You have 1, 2, 3 of the 6, so it's directly split down the middle, 3 and 3 underclassmen and upperclassmen, but you're going to play a lot of underclassmen this season. So, yes, you're going to have some penalties. You're going to see some undisciplined play at times because they want to play. They want to play aggressively. They want to make a name for themselves here at Michigan. I don't blame them one bit. But it has to come at a cost, right? There has to be times to do that and other times to play, you know what? Let's just play Michigan hockey. Let's play a lot more, not necessarily conservatively, but let's play in a way where we're not turning the puck over. Let's get in the penalty box all the time, because in certain games when you're playing really strong competition, which Michigan's going to play a lot this season, that's when it's going to hurt you.
Right, of course. You've already been the Michigan style of play, and you still want to play aggressively and control the puck. Of course, that's the biggest thing, and that kind of ties into the whole idea of the number of shots that the Wolverines have taken and kind of figuring out I think the other side of it is with the high shot total, because that leads into turnovers, which of course is the other part of clean play, where are you getting the rebounds that of course we see here, they get the goals, and if that doesn't happen, then you start talking about maybe you do back it off a little to the point of looking more around for angles, slowing the game down a little more, getting that perfect shot, and then when you're doing that, you also get to the point of playing cleaner, also staying out of the penalty box. Now we have about 5 minutes left before we start this third period, and I do just want to ask, because it looks like they've finally gotten the stat feed up to date, and the shot totals are 36-17. It was kind of a work in progress.
It was a long work in progress.
As they were continually updating the stat feed, but we have now gotten it updated. Michigan does also lead face-offs 28-19, which also tracks with what we've seen. Michigan has done very well off of face-offs. Now, I do want to ask before we start the third period, we've seen a lot from the new players. We've talked a lot about the new players. If you have to pick one guy who you're most impressed by tonight, who would that player be?
I think it depends on the period, right? In the second period, definitely Rooker McGroarty. He wasn't playing amazing the first period. He actually was making a few mistakes. He was mishandling the puck every now and then. He really came out of the second period and cleaned up his play, and I was really impressed, not just with the goals, but also constantly putting the pressure on in the second period and keeping the puck in the zone of the Red Leafs. In the first period, I really have to say Jackson Halem. I mean, Jackson Halem was fantastic in the first period. He started the Wolverines off with the goal to start off the game, but also he was putting on a lot of pressure too on the offensive side of the puck. He was making a lot of really nice defensive work as well. He deflected a lot of different pucks every here and there. So I think it really depends on the period, but I've honestly really impressed with everybody's play to this point. That's not even me being biased whatsoever. Every Michigan player I can point out on this roster right now has done something good. Frank Nazar was doing fantastic in the second period. Dylan Duke had an assist. TJ Hughes has been all over the place. Gavin Brindley, Philip LaPointe, even Keenan Draper, and we saw even Shifsky and Moldenhauer and Erdesy all getting first goal. So you've really seen great play from this team all around, and obviously Jake Bercheski and Noah West in goal for the Wolverines too. So far, really great play by this team. I want to see in the third period just cleaning up a little bit more. Let's see if they run some sets, if they come out a little bit slower, trying to see if they can fit the puck in some really tight holes, trying to get some nice goals off of some nice play work. Because if they're able to do that in a methodical, strategic way, then obviously that's going to be the thing that can translate over to the games in the future.
And of course, you have 6 different goal scorers to get to 7 goals. McGroarty has 2. You also have 10 players with assists. And Seamus Casey has 4 assists.
That's an unbelievable stat right there.
So he has contributed to over half of the Wolverines' 7 goals. So you really see the production spread around. And then, of course, on the defensive side, you saw Bercheski not in a lot of pressure, but, of course, he held the shutout. Noah West came in, and he started facing more pressure early on. But he was up to the challenge, as you said, not really playing a lot throughout his time at Michigan. But nonetheless, 7-0 game here with a couple minutes left, and I'm now going to turn it back over to Jake to take play-by-play duties for this third period.
Thank you so much, Zach. You were fantastic in the second period. Again, we'll be here for the entire third period. And as we were alluding to that entire intermission, Wolverines play next weekend to start regular season play. They play Providence October 7th at 7 p.m. and they play Providence again at 4 p.m. on October 8th. WCBN will have coverage for both of those games here in Yost Ice Arena. So I really recommend you checking those out as well this weekend, as we're just about a minute and 30 away from third period of play here. Again, a 7-0 matchup. Wolverines lead the Red Leafs. First matchup between these two schools, as we've alluded to many times tonight. Red Leafs, only team in NCAA hockey from Canada. So nothing to look past for that as well. Definitely a really solid program up there in British Columbia, coming down here to Ann Arbor, Michigan, facing one of the powerhouses of NCAA hockey. And obviously, both these teams have a long road ahead. It's not even October yet. Season ends all the way in March, which is crazy to think about how far that way that is. But these things just creep up on you, Zach. And, you know, although we're here in the first game, the first exhibition game of the season, before we know it, this season's going to blow right by us.
Yeah, and of course, October 7th, next Saturday, is the official start of competition for NCAA hockey. It's why the series next weekend is the more unusual Saturday-Sunday instead of a Friday-Saturday. But these teams did get the waiver to play this preseason game back earlier in the month of September. So Wolverines now playing a very rare September hockey game as they get set to then begin the regular season next weekend.
Completely right. I mean, look at the schedule. Saturday, Sunday looks a little odd, but that completely makes sense for why they would be playing that if that is the official start date. But we still have one more period of play here before the Wolverines are able to get ahead of themselves and look towards the regular season play. The freshman Tanner Rowe takes the faceoff for the Wolverines. There's a quick mishap. Children of Yost are upset for just a second. Rowe's able to win another faceoff. Great job tonight for the Wolverines taking the faceoffs. And quickly, we're underway here. Mark Estapa sends it back around for the Wolverines. Red Leafs able to take possession for just a second, sending it up the left side. Tyler Duke, though, able to take possession right back for the Wolverines. Duke to Estapa. Estapa looking for Rowe, going up the left side. Estapa tries to take himself. Nice block there by the goaltender, Andrew Henderson. Warren, the defenseman, misplays the puck on the backside of the Red Leaf zone, so the Wolverines have to retreat with the puck. Tyler Duke with it once again behind his own goal. Noah West still in for the Wolverines, so Brzezinski is still sitting on the bench. Clears his night is done. Tyler Duke without a stick, just able to kick it to his teammate, Warren. Hughes, nice move making it around. Hughes now going up the middle. He has a 3-on-2 opportunity. Hughes looking for somebody. He has Moldenscheider, and he just barely misses. Moldenhauer, my apologies. Warren, top of the zone. Jacob Truscott gives it away. As the Red Leafs, quick shot down to Noah West. Nice block there. Estapa to Warren to Truscott. Truscott finds TJ Hughes for just a second until they turn the puck over. Warren, though, with cleanup duty, moving inside, quick shot, and it gets deflected. Warren's still looking for his first official shot on goal for the night. A few shots he's taken have been deflected. Truscott keeps it in. TJ Hughes to Halem, and that's going to be out of play.
Yeah, Wolverines did get a couple shots off there, but didn't look like they really were sustaining attacks right there the way they have through so much of this game. Had the one shot from Warren and then there from Halem.
Holtz, Ernest, Halem, Nazar, and Luca Fantilli in here for the Wolverines. Quick shot there by Halem as the Wolverines win the faceoff. Holtz gets the puck. Halem, top right side of the zone, tries to dump it right in the middle. Nazar trying to get it inside, but that's going to be held and stopped by Andrew Henderson. 17:57 here left in the third period. Wolverines lead 7-0, 39 shots to 18 shots. Also the Wolverines lead. As the children of Yost are still active despite the score. Seeing a great crowd here tonight for an exhibition match. Holtz tries to keep it inside for a second, but Simon Fraser able to finally gain possession as they just send it back down to Noah West, the Michigan goaltender. Holtz to Nazar. Nazar in the middle of the zone, crosses the blue line, tries to get inside, and he actually is able to for a second and regain control of the puck. Luca Fantilli keeps it from going out of the blue zone, but he sends it right away. Nice defensive stop there by Ernesti, though, to stop the fast break opportunity. Seamus Casey going inside, moving right to left. Seamus Casey, quick spin move. Jackson Halem now, still on the left side of the Red Leaf zone. Moves up to the middle, sends it back now to Holtz. I believe that's Casey. Actually, Seamus Casey soars. Seamus Casey following up Rutger McGroarty's celebration with a dab. And Seamus Casey, beautiful work there, moving the puck around, getting open, and eventually scoring the 8th goal tonight for the Michigan Wolverines.
Yeah, that one looked a little different than what we've seen the Wolverines doing much of the night, just playing off shots and deflections. They're more of stick work kind of by Halem to get it around, and then Casey, that set Casey up with a solid angle and just a clean one shot right into the left of Andrew Henderson, giving the Wolverines that 8-0 lead.
17:03 left here in the third period. Noah West corrals the puck, sends it back around to Warren. Shifsky in there now, able to get it to his teammate McGroarty for just a second, but Grabas able to send it back in now for the Red Leafs. Truscott to Warren. Warren backhand pass to Shifsky. Nice teamwork there. Get it to Brindley. Brindley, some stick fighting there. Tries to keep the puck outside of the zone, but they're going to call, I believe, a high sticking, or at least a hold of the stick. And we're going to get a stoppage of play. So we're going to get a face-off right outside the blue line here for the Red Leafs. Gavin Brindley wins the face-off. Warren finally able to maintain possession for just a second. But Red Leafs able to quickly grab possession now in the Wolverine zone. Brindley now has it for the Wolverines. To McGroarty. Back to Brindley in the middle. Shifsky now right side. He's looking, try to get back to Brindley. Brindley quick backhand pass, but goes wide for a second. Rooker McGroarty, though, maintains possession. Luca Fantilli, quick shot, tries to get it deflected, but he misses everything. As the puck gets sent back down into the Wolverine zone, but quickly corralled there by Luca Fantilli. Nice deflection there by Ceccarelli of the Red Leafs. But nothing doing on offense here all night for Simon Fraser as the Wolverines are able to maintain possession once again. Rowe moves it in right side. Little spinorama pass there by Peltsky. And on a send-down pass, I believe Simon Fraser just scored. A really weird mistake there by Noah West. I believe that's going to be number 19. If there is a 19, yes, Walker Erickson just tries to send the puck down into the Wolverine zone, actually trickles down and goes through the legs of Noah West, and he gives up the goal. So Simon Fraser on kind of a mishap all night. It's been all Wolverines, and for the first time, something does not go Michigan's way, and Simon Fraser gets themselves on the board.
Yeah, that just did not look good right there. It looked like Noah West probably just lost sight of the puck because, as you said, that really wasn't even an attempted shot. It did not come in fast as well, and he just did not track it and just let it get right through him.
Walker Erickson for the Red Leafs last season. 53 games played for Vernon BCHL. 17 goals, 15 assists, 32 points. So he is very familiar with scoring goals here. And for Simon Fraser, finally gets his team on the board in a whopping 8-1 matchup. 15:02 left here in the third period. Again, just a very weird play. Not anything we've seen all night long. Even Simon Fraser's been getting some shots up. There's been some nice stops there by Noah West as well as Jake Bercheski. Right there, though, a really big mental mistake by Noah West, and I know he's going to want to have that one back. Seamus Casey now has the puck to Dylan Duke. Haven't had to say his name much tonight. Dylan Duke now bringing the puck in right side of the zone. Gets it to his teammate, quick shot, and it's wide. Marcus Stoppa trying to get the puck back for the Wolverines. He is able to do so for a second. And the Red Leafs finally gain possession back of the puck. Young gets checked by Warren. Braun tries to recall it, and Truscott checks him as well. LaPointe now fighting with Cross. A lot of stick fighting we're seeing here in the third period. Noah West tries to send it around. Almost a mistake there as Marcus Stoppa and Jacob Truscott able to make a nice stop there on a one-on-one opportunity. Warren tries to send it down to Draper. No offside call. It was an offside warning. Warren to Moldenhauer. Through the legs of Warren. And to Nick Braun. Moldenhauer waiting for the puck in his own zone. Sends it back to Holtz. Now to Warren. Warren fighting now with one of the SFU defenders. Moldenhauer now the freshman coming in one-on-one, tries to get around the defender. He cannot. Nice defensive play there by Tristan Cross, the defenseman. Wolverines are able to keep it in the Red Leaf zone for just a second until they have to bring it back out. Seamus Casey finds a crease. He goes in right side. Tries to get it across to his teammate. Believe it's number 13, TJ Hughes. Ernestine now. Back to TJ Hughes. Right in front of us, we're seeing the Wolverines move from left to right from our vantage point. 12:42 left here in the third period. 8-1 Wolverines lead. Simon Fraser. Jason Chu has the puck for just a second for the Red Leafs as it goes all the way down to Noah West. Better job there of corralling the puck. Seamus Casey now has it. Moving behind his own goal, trying to see what he wants to do. Fantilli. To Tyler Duke. McGroarty barely touches that one. Actually, they're going to say he did not touch the puck as it got sent into the Simon Fraser zone. They're going to call an icing right there.
And it feels like this period has been a little more scattered play. Wolverines just have the 3 shot attempts. They did get the 1 shot to go in from Seamus Casey. But other than that, it feels like Simon Fraser's done a better job preventing the Wolverines from sustaining possession and continually pounding shots like they did with the 37-2 periods.
Completely right. It feels a little bit more scattered. I actually wanted to see some stronger play, some more methodical play, and it seems that it's actually even just been more chaotic this period, Zach. As Truscott gets the puck all the way back down in his own zone. Sends it up left side now to Gavin Brindley. Brindley right up the middle. Retreats for just a second, has Rucker McGroarty, but he actually goes right inside. Quick shot there by number 17, Garrett Shifsky. Another shot there by Shifsky. Shifsky got his first goal tonight as a Wolverine. Won't count officially towards his stats, but the freshman making quick work. And I believe the puck is going to go out of play. 11:13 left here. Michigan leads 8-1 still.
Yeah, and I think to your point about looking for more strategic play, it felt like the Wolverines kind of have been, as I've said, playing the game where they look for those lucky deflections, and they got them through the first 2 periods, and they really haven't now. The question is, can they develop more passing lanes that lead to more strategic shots, like what we saw from Seamus Casey earlier?
Warren tries to get it into Tanner Rowe. Some stick fighting now between Rowe and one of the Simon Fraser defenders. Young barely touches the puck, and then he gets bodied by Warren. Holtz for the Wolverines now has the puck behind Noah West and the goalie. 10:34 left here in the third period. Holtz to Warren. Warren moves up left side. Quick shot. That goes wide. Jacob Trescott retreats with the puck back in his own zone, but it gets deflected there. Nice defensive play there by number 9, Logan Bromhead. Bromhead still fighting with Jacob Trescott. Got Keenan Draper and Gavin Brindley in that one too, as Warren's able to corral the puck. Draper quickly to Gavin Brindley. Moves all the way around the goal, and he does not have a shot. He had one originally, decided to go around the goaltender and go on the other side, and he lost his shooting opportunity as we get a stoppage of play.
Yeah, and I think right there that is where you'd see him rather just take that shot, especially with so many Red Leafs around him. At least get that one shot in, if nothing else, because we've seen it work so well for the Wolverines. I like the idea of trying to get the good shot, but just with the positioning, the numbers just were not favoring the Wolverines. And so to your point, I think just taking the shot when he had it was the better move.
So 9:53 left here in the third period. We thank you all for sticking with us here in this lopsided affair as the Wolverines are leading 8-1 over Simon Fraser. Michigan 42 shots, Simon Fraser 19 shots. We've seen a lot of play from a lot of players tonight. We've seen 2 goaltenders play for both teams. We've seen a lot of play from the freshmen, the transfers from the University of Michigan. We've seen a lot of play as well from a lot of the Red Leafs players, some guys that are on their third and fourth lines, as well as both teams are gearing up for regular season play starting next Saturday as the Wolverines take on Providence here in Yost Ice Arena. Quick stoppage of play right here before we get set to go.
Yeah, and you look at the Red Leafs, they will, it looks like take a look at their schedule. They head off to Colorado to take them on next Saturday, while the Wolverines, of course, here playing Providence. As you said, Simon Fraser, the only NCAA-affiliated Canadian school, so they have a number of American opponents that they will face this year.
And then they actually come back here to Michigan. They play Adrian College on the 20th of October, and then Lake Superior State. So they're really moving around the state of Michigan before they end up going to the University of Pittsburgh. So Simon Fraser, being in NCAA, they're probably going to spend a lot of their time here in the United States versus Canada, as you're going to see them playing a lot of road games this season. Gavin Brindley squares up with Nick Wicks. Wicks actually wins the faceoff this time. Puck gets tipped up in the air. Parkhouse tries to corral it. West sends it back around. Vistrom to Wicks. Wicks spins around, back up to the top of the zone, but it gets deflected. Keenan Draper gets to Gavin Brindley. He has Mark Estapa left side, but he can't get into Estapa. Nice defensive play there by Cameron Shin. Parkhouse gets the puck taken away from him by Mark Estapa, and you're going to see an entire line change by both teams. 9:05 left here in the third period. Red Leafs bring the puck into the Wolverine zone. Luca Fantilli, though, able to get that puck pretty fast. Moldenauer has the puck to Dylan Duke. Dylan Duke gets his shot deflected behind the goalie of Simon Fraser. Stephen Holtz barely touches the puck, and it goes all the way back. That's going to be an icing call on Simon Fraser, so we're going to see a face-off way in the Simon Fraser zone.
And I think this is a big opportunity to see, with this set of Wolverines, what they can do off of this face-off, if they can win it, and then if so, can they really develop an attack to get off a quality shot?
Wolverines win the face-off once again. Luca Fantilli, top of the zone, right side, tries to get into his teammate, but it gets deflected. Keanu Robinson sends it in now for Simon Fraser. Dylan Duke gets bodied along the boards, but he's able to get it to TJ Hughes before he does. TJ Hughes moving left to right to Dylan Duke to Moldenhauer. Moldenhauer right side now, Simon Fraser zone. Quick spin around, but no one's there for the pass as it gets taken away. Walker Erickson trying to get it deep in the Wolverine zone. TJ Hughes to Warren. Warren just dumps it right inside. Grabus now dumps it into the forecheck, but no one is there as Trescott corrals it. Ernestine now. Quick pass there to Jackson Halem. Halem, quick move there, tries to get around, and it just goes off the red pole of the goaltender. Fast break opportunity now for Simon Fraser. Grabus fighting with, I believe that's 91 of the Wolverines. Frank Nazar. Ernestine. Right side to Nazar. Nazar fighting with Chin. Nazar wraps it around, though, for the Wolverines. Just tries to dump it for Ernestine, which Ernestine is able to corral for a second. And then Chin, nice defensive work there for the Red Leafs. Sends it all the way down. Seamus Casey just misses it, and Young tried to send it inside to Braun. Braun, though, too quick of a pass for him. Wolverines have the puck once again. 6:35 left here. Lapointe goes up right side. We got a lot of fast-moving parts here in this game, folks. Lapointe to Tyler Duke. Tries to get a tip-in pass, and it just misses wide. Tyler Duke tries to get it to one of his guys. Lapointe to Holtz. Back to Lapointe, left side. He retreats for just a second. And the Wolverines dump it in. Pletsny, and the Wolverines do another full-line shift here. Shifsky, nice one-person defensive pressure. Wolverines playing a lot of that tonight. They're playing a 1-3-1. Holtz to Shifsky. Trying to get it to Luca Fantilli, which he does. Parkhouse retreats, though, for the Red Leafs. 5:40 left now in the third period. Luca Fantilli looks around him. He has Parkhouse on him, so Fantilli is able to send that puck down to Shifsky. Shifsky looks for a shot. He has Ricker McGroarty right there. Sends it the other way, though. Quick shot. Glove save there by the goalie, Andrew Henderson. Shot was by Trescott. McGroarty to Brindley, my apologies. 5:07 left here. 8-1, Michigan leads. Trescott to Gavin Brindley. To Lapointe. Now to Warren. Warren moves inside, but I believe they're going to call an offsides here on the Michigan Wolverines, finally with a stoppage of play. 4:57 left in the third period.
Yeah, and it feels like those last few minutes, a lot happening, and Michigan was getting looks and getting shots off. They just really weren't getting those second chances, and those are the critical opportunities that really leave goalies and defenses in general in that position where they don't have a lot of time to respond. That's what Michigan had feasted on in the first two periods, and it's really one shot, and then Red Leafs are just clearing it.
Puck back in the Red Leaf zone. Wolverines doing a great job of that all night long. 43 shots to 19. Michigan leads. You can see that's why the Wolverines are able to capitalize on 8 of them. Estapa able to dump it inside. Red Leafs got out of the puck now. Nice stop there by Stephen Holtz, though. Tyler Duke retreats near the Wolverines bench. Got some great minutes out of him tonight, Tyler Duke, the sophomore, and brother of Dylan Duke. Tyler Duke with the puck once. Actually, that's to his brother, Dylan Duke. So you saw Tyler Duke and Dylan Duke on the ice at the same time for a quick shift before Tyler Duke went to the bench. Noah West able to corral the puck in his end of the zone. Moldenhauer playing a lot of minutes tonight for the freshman. Looking for the puck, but they decided to go to TJ Hughes instead. Warren, though, gives it away for just a second to Jersey Orchard. What a cool name that is. We got Rutger and we have Jersey in this game. Moldenhauer, nothing doing, so he just sends it off one of the Simon Fraser defenders into the Simon Fraser zone. 3:22 left here in the third period. Holtz and Orchard, a little bit of fighting back and forth, but nothing to warrant a whistle. Cross now for Simon Fraser to Orchard. Orchard just tips it right back in, but nice play there by Holtz. Sends it to LaPointe. LaPointe finds a player. That's Rowe. Rowe's looking. He takes a shot. That goes wide. Holtz and Truscott try to get to the puck first. LaPointe's also there for cleanup duty. Slap shot there as Truscott gets hit off the goalpost. That's Lucas Ceccarelli. Almost had a goal there. Just missed to the right. That went just off the post as Truscott got hit in the upper shoulder. Let's see if he's okay as he comes off the ice. 2:25 left now in this matchup between the Wolverines and the Red Leafs. Young's down there. We're in the Wolverine zone with Tyler Duke and Luca Fantilli. Duke gets it to Frank Nazar. Nazar sends it in to one of his teammates, but that gets deflected. Caleb Parkhouse trying to make something happen, but Tyler Duke playing fantastic defense all night long. Stops him. Ernest sends it all the way across to Nazar. 21 to Haleb. Tries to get a last-second goal, and it's just stopped there by Andrew Henderson. The goals come off its own posts, and Henderson has to fall on that puck to avoid a 9th goal by the Wolverines.
Yeah, both goalies, Coley Matthews and now Andrew Henderson, have struggled throughout this game, but that was a really good save there for Henderson, as it looked like the Wolverines finally had that look getting right in, and you thought Nazar was coming kind of from the wrong side for Henderson to save that, but Henderson able to fall over to his left side and get on that puck as the goal also came out from the ice, so play would have been stopped either way.
1:49 left. Quick shot there by Warren. That goes up in the air, but it'll actually count as a shot on goal finally for Warren. Estapa trying to keep the puck in the Simon Fraser zone. Puck gets tipped up and all the way down to the Wolverine end. Warren, nice move there to get it to LaPointe. LaPointe to Holtz. Holtz to Estapa. Estapa looking for somebody. He has LaPointe now right side. LaPointe tries to send it across. Quick shot there by Estapa. That goes wide. Estapa had a one-timer right in front of the goaltender. Estapa trying to body Bromhead. And we have another whistle right here. Let's see what this call is. Believe they're going to call a penalty actually on Simon Fraser. High sticking here from Bromhead. So for the last minute and 5 seconds of the game, the Wolverines will have one last opportunity on the power play.
Yeah, first penalty by either side here in this third period. So what we were hoping for, Michigan played a much cleaner third period than they did in either of the first two. Simon Fraser also did up to this point, but now Wolverines with this opportunity to put up goal number 9.
1 minute remaining in this matchup. Wolverines lead 8-1. Quick shot there by Rucker McGroarty. That goes wide. Wolverines still pummeling the offensive pressure here on Simon Fraser, not letting up steam. McGroarty maintains control of the puck. Tries to get it back to McGroarty. Quick shot. That goes wide. Deflection shot there by TJ Hughes. And finally, the puck will go out of the zone and into Michigan's area, as they're going to call another whistle with 31 seconds of play left.
And Michigan there really did what they've kind of done all game. They had traffic there around the goal, just couldn't get it in. Face-off is now going to occur in the Michigan zone, but they do have these final 31 seconds to see if they can get something going. Of course, it's not a lot of time, so they do need to get their looks right.
Wolverines, one last-ditch effort, possibly trying to score one more goal here in the exhibition before they enter regular season play. Tyler Duke moves the puck into the Simon Fraser zone. Duke sends it to Nazar. Nazar back up to Warren. Tyler Duke, quick shot, and the Wolverines almost score. Moldenhauer just missed a wide open opportunity. And that will do it, folks. Wolverines beat Simon Fraser 8-1 in their sole exhibition match, as we saw a lot of scoring by the Wolverines. Jackson Halem scored. Keenan Draper got a goal. Nick Moldenhauer. Rucker McGroarty scored 2. Frank Nazar scored 1. Garrett Shifsky and Seamus Casey all got goals for the Wolverines. And the lone goal for Simon Fraser was Walker Erickson's dump-in pass misplayed by Noah West. Nonetheless, Wolverines win this one 8-1. 48 shots on goal for Michigan to 19 for Simon Fraser. Zach, what are your final thoughts on today's contest?
I mean, I think we saw a lot of very encouraging signs with how they're able to distribute the puck with all the new faces. Saw a lot of those guys getting involved and being very productive while they're at it. We saw Moldenhauer score a goal, Shifsky score a goal. Of course, the rest of the goals did come from the returners. We saw a lot of productive signs from the returners as well. McGroarty, of course, we keyed as one of those players who's going to need to take that step up this year. He scored 2 of the 8 goals. Of course, play got a little sloppy, a lot of penalties first and second periods, but they cleaned it up in the third period. That's a good sign to watch. Of course, they're still going to have those growing pains throughout the season, just naturally with how young this team is. But you hope that they got some of that out of the way here in the preseason.
Completely right. Again, Wolverines start regular season play next weekend as they take on Providence. I believe that's going to be a 7 p.m. puck drop next Saturday night, October 7th, here in Yost Ice Arena. WCBN will be on the call for that one as well. But that will do it here in Yost Ice Arena tonight, Zach. For my partner, Zach Linder, my name is Jake Singer. Thank you all for listening to WCBN Sports, tonight's contest of Michigan hockey versus Simon Fraser University. As we say in every single broadcast, having an amazing evening, good night, and go blue.